Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 2000's Represent. We're starting out this cycle of 2004 with an album, and this one might be a little bit more obscure, but on this episode, we're talking about Hi Fi Highlights Down Low by Lodger. So I first heard of this album, I think, in 2005, and it was released in, I believe, Finland in 2004, and I think I first heard of it, like I said, in 2005. I remember hearing about it on the, of all places, the G4TV.com forums. So I think somebody had posted like one of the music videos in like a music discussion forum or something like that, and it was all kind of like flash animation style. But I really took a liking to the music. So went out, eventually picked up the album, and the reason I remembered this coming out or doing this for this particular cycle here was I was going through some CDs, trying to listen to as much new music as possible this year, as well as revisiting some old music that I haven't listened to in a very long time. And I saw this CD and hadn't listened to Lodger for quite a while. I remember probably their bigger songs off this album. We'll discuss this further when we get to the track list. Are a song called Doorsteps and I Love Death. I think those were ones that actually got music videos. I will say, from what I remember, the music video, at very least for the I Love Death music video, it's pretty like basic animation, but the themes and what's depicted in the videos is kind of intense. Like definitely kind of like a viewer discretion is advised kind of thing. It's not necessarily like realistically like graphic or anything, but there is stuff in that video in this kind of like it's semi stick figure animation. It's a little bit like maybe one step beyond what a stick figure would look like, but it's definitely kind of intense. So again, viewer discretion is advised with those music videos. I'll leave links to the music videos from this album in the description. I think again it was like Doorsteps and I Love Death being the two main ones that I remember watching. Like I said, that's kind of why it feels like it's more of an obscure album. Like it feels like it kind of went semi-viral based on those music videos, and then I haven't like really like heard anybody else really even like just in like in passing or even other like places really talk a whole lot about this band or this album. And I think this is the only album of theirs that I've actually listened to. So I think they've released a few, so I definitely need to check out more of their work. But I got my notes here about this album, and then we will get to the track list and all that. I'll probably have to pull the track list on my phone because I don't think even like the place where I get like the run times doesn't even have this album on there, or it has the album but no actual runtime for it. So let me get my notes here. Okay, so first release in 2004. Couldn't find the specific date for the 2004 release. I think they did a remaster of it in 2005. But yeah, the 2004 release, I believe, was the Finnish release. And that is, if you look, make sure I'm doing the pointing correctly, that way, the camera reverses it. So that way, the video right here, or the cover right there, I believe is for the original release. And this one here is the American release of it. Kind of like the shape of the ball up there is basically the shape of the kind of head of the characters that are in these animated music videos. So we're kind of like Cyclopses, I guess. But anyhow, so released in 2004. Couldn't find the specific date for the 2004 release. Again, Lodger is a Finnish band, and they formed in 2002. I actually have a list of the members here I typed up. I'm probably going to completely butcher these names because I think they're all, I believe, Finnish names, with the exception of one person who I believe is British, and that's the last name on the list here. So the name of the like singer and songwriter vocalist I believe is Teemu Teemu Merala or Merlia Merlia, but there's like an umlaut and stuff like that on a lot of these letters. So that's like the vocalist, songwriter for the band. Then we have on keyboards, you have Jyri, Jyri, Rikonson, or Rikonen, not Rikonen, Riikonen. I apologize, I'm completely butchering these names. Then on bass we have Hans, but Hannes, Haya. So there's like a ton of umlauts in this last name, but it's Hayha. So like Haya, I guess I could say. Then on drums you have Antti Lar, Antti, and then Laar on drums, and I believe the one person in the band that is from the UK on guitar is Richard Anderson. So at least a name that I'm not going to completely butcher. But I apologize for butchering those names. But those are the names of the members of this band. Like we mentioned earlier, kind of went viral in like the 2004 2005 kind of era. I remember, like I said, hearing about them on the G4TV.com message boards with links to the kind of flash animations for those two music videos. Again, like kind of a little bit graphic, but like basic animation, but like the themes and kind of depictions of some of the stuff in the music videos is definitely kind of, you should, like I said, viewer discretion is advised with those. Their songs are, at least on this album, particularly I Love Death, incredibly cynical, like bordering on like nihilistic as well. So a lot of the content in those songs is kind of that nature. I don't really know how you describe the cadence of this band. Like, I think like the singing style, another band that kind of was forming around this same time, or had formed around the same time, is like Franz Ferdinand. So it sounds like kind of like the vocal cadence of that band, but maybe like just a little bit like slower, a little bit more like not, maybe a little more depressed sounding, I guess I should say. So it's kind of hard to describe. I would probably throw the band into, if I had to categorize the genre, it's probably more in the like style of alternative music, if I had to pick just one genre for it. We're now going to get into our track listing, so I'm going to pull my phone up here, or I could actually just bring it up. I won't really have the run times, but let me just see here. There we go. So I do have the length of the album. I did write this down. So it has 14 tracks, and it comes in at about 51 minutes. And now we're going to get into the track listing. Don't really know how this album reviewed. Let me actually just see, because a lot of times like I can find the reviews here. People on Amazon have rated it at a 4.6 out of 5. So, yeah, so let me see here. Album of the year, some reviews. A lot of like places don't even have reviews for this album. Discogs has just a couple reviews, and there's a 5 out of 5 there. A 4.3 from some others. But like I said earlier, it's a little bit more obscure, so that's probably why not a lot of people have actually reviewed it. But part of the series is not always jumping back into something that is, entirely like really, really popular. So a lot of times I'm jumping into stuff where I feel like I'm the only one that's seen it or heard it or played it or anything like that, even though that's generally not the case. But a lot of times we're sometimes taking a look at stuff that, like kind of flew under my radar initially back when it came out, or stuff that I was really into that maybe not a lot of other people were. I think this album kind of fits that category. But anyhow, we're going to move into the track list. Let me just pop this up here. So again, Lodger, Hi-Fi, Highlights Down Low. Again, comes in at about 51 minutes. With, I believe the version I have has 14 tracks. I think I might have a track that has like a bonus song on it or something. Let me actually just pull it up here, because this one actually has all of the songs. Don't want to go to the album, actually. Let me see. Hi-Fi, there we go. Yeah, so which version did I listen to? Because this one, I think there's one that's 51 minutes. There's one that's also 44 minutes. I think I have one that has a bonus track. Yeah, so the one I've listened to most recently has 14 tracks for 51 minutes. There's a couple that have 12 tracks. Maybe we can go back to that. If I can pull the album again. Make sure I'm on the right one. All right, cool. So we're just going to go off my phone here. So track 1, we have 2 Smiles is a Long Walk. Track 2, we have 24-Hour Candy Machine. Track 3, another great track off the album, is Bad Place to Earn a Living. Track 4, Don't know why this one isn't kind of considered a hit when you stream it, because usually like Apple Music has the kind of dots next to like the singles or kind of big songs. But track 4 is I Love Death. That has one of those iconic music videos. Again, I'll link the videos in the description. So track 4 is I Love Death. Track 5 is Radio. Track 6, another one that got a music video, is Doorsteps. We have track 7 is Short Man on TV. Track 8, another one of my favorites off the album, is Ordinary Men Make Ordinary Music. That one's really good. Track 9 is Fickle, with track 10 being Big Day. Big Day is track 10. Track 11 is When I Was 6. Track 12 is Siamese Cats. Track 13 is Rent, and track 14 is Everybody Got to Go. So again, 51 minutes with 14 tracks. A lot of really good tracks on here. Like I said, I Love Death, Doorsteps, and probably Ordinary Men Make Ordinary Music are probably my 3 favorite tracks off the album. Don't really think a lot of people like talk about this band enough. Let me actually just see when their last album was, because this is the only album that I've listened to from them. Let me just go down here, go back to Lodger, go to the artist. All right, take a look at this. So according to Apple Music, at least, they have first album is Hi-Fi Highlights Down Low. Then in 2008 they did Honeymoon Is Over. Then in 2013 they did an album called How Vulgar, and 2014, at least the last one they've released, so it's been a while, been like 11 years, is Low Blue Flame. So I definitely need to check some of those out. But yeah, this album, when I got this back in like I think I picked my copy up in like 2005. Just a really good album overall. Like I've said, I feel like this band kind of doesn't really get, at least for this album, doesn't get a whole lot of credit for kind of like this album. I think it's actually really good. I definitely would recommend checking it out. But that is going to do it for this video. We'll be back again in a week covering a movie from 2004. We already know that's going to be Kill Bill Volume 2. That was kind of the rare occasion where I have spoiled the next episode, because we're tying that into the previous movie, which was Kill Bill Volume 1. So we'll be back in a week with the Kill Bill Volume 2 video, and then we'll be following that up a week later with a video game video before jumping into 2005. So that is going to do it for this episode. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one.